Today it's been raining, snowing, sun came out for a while, and it's just cold right now. But we've got the soaker hose in. I put a soaker hose on the straw bales, and then drip hoses over here in the center. I found that if you use soaker hoses down the center like that, you just end up feeding all the weeds. So just a drip hose with points that are positioned so it just helps out the plant and not everything else. But we'll take a walk down here. We take a look at these testers. Right now the testers aren't showing anything, but they are accumulating the data. And what you'll see is over here, the one that's in soil, just as a reference, is 53 degrees today. It's warmer than everything else. These are still at 47. So I haven't seen any activity here where these are starting to heat up, but that's what we'll be waiting for. We've had snow, we've had rain. You can tell that the nitrogen has soaked in there. These little wet looking spots is what you'll see when the nitrogen starts to break down. Down here is one of my testers, that's what the white is. You can see a little bit of nitrogen didn't go into the bale yet. We've had a good supply of snow and water, rain, I mean. So these here are actually the straw bale starting to work, that color. So I'll walk down here and you'll see that the some spots of nitrogen in the corners. Now I'll leave that drip hose, or excuse me, a soaker hose out and let the water heat up during the day, because these black hoses tend to build up a lot of heat for the water. So I'll hit the timer so that it'll release the water when it's hot, and then the hot water just speeds up that decomposition process. So you can see pretty much the nitrogen's all gone. I'll slow it down a little bit. Now this line right here is just the straw from last year that I rototilled under. I'm going to make sure I use the straw bales up there around the plant so I can get as many weeds. I found last year half of it that I did worked really well. The other half that I didn't put any type of straw around, the weeds took over as usual. So coming down this side, again, that stuff right there, waste of money, waste of money. Let's take a look at these. Now this granular Anderson 12-12-12 hasn't done anything yet, and you don't even see the wet spots where it's trying to break down. Once again, same amount of moisture, just a different line, okay? You know, there's probably a few reasons why it happens, but I'm just here to see which one works, and not so much try to define why this one's still granular. You know, it could be whatever reason it may be, but it's not environmental because that row is the same as that row. So let's walk down here, and as you can see, the Anderson 12-12-12 hasn't broke down yet. Now there's still some pieces of plastic that I'll come back and get, but once this starts to dissolve and break down, the cardboard starts to break down, those pieces right there will pull right up really easy. Right now I'd have to strip them off the cardboard, but I'll get all that out of there. But again, you can see here, and even if I move some of that out of the way, it doesn't have that look of where it's starting to break down. And it really didn't give very much penetration. Now on the internet, you'll see where people, you know, poke holes. They'll turn the bale over so the straw side versus the full side. But you know, you really ain't got time for that. Just lay the bales down, put some nitrogen on them, they'll break down. You know, this ain't Disney. This stuff works. Whether you do anything or not, these straw bales, I guarantee you, will break down without your help. So again, stuff like this here, like that plastic, as soon as this cardboard starts to break down a little bit more, I'll be able to pull that right on up. Now this spot here is where the rattlesnakes were last year. So they're just kind of right in the way, but I'm just gonna leave it just in case there's something going on down there. I don't understand the cycles for those rattlesnakes, but I've seen enough of them in this area that, you know, if they're down in there, I'll work around it, you know, whatever. But anyways, not a very straight line, but you can see the soaker hose, and that's what it looks like. Getting a little bit lower on my straw bales, but hey, the sun's shining again. You can kind of notice up there, I'm starting to put in a cover to the hot house, the hoop house. Some more boxes I bring down here. Again, these boxes, I'm not sure how much good they do, but they're doing some good as opposed to going into Sammy's disposal. So put your boxes, break them down. They might be able to help out your plants. So there you go, Serenity Farms. Look, sun's out. That's pretty. That still looks terrible, but I get that. It's not gonna look like a golf course when I'm done with it, but it's gonna be a nice clean outfit. Once again, Serenity Farms, thanks.